The chandelier at the Hawthorne Club fractures the late sun into ribbons that skate across mahogany tables priced like sports cars. I trail the maitre d' through Celeste's haze of Chanel to what he calls the family table, the kind of stage where bad news wears good linen. Nathan taps his Omega, third time before I sit. Lila angles her phone to catch my face and the chandelier in the same shot, a smile honed for algorithms. Everyone in costume. Everyone off-book only when it benefits them. "Mara," Celeste coos, polishing a pearl between two fingers. "You look lovely." I'm in the same gray sweater as last Tuesday. She missed it then. She misses it now. The chair leather sighs under me. A pan hits tile in the kitchen. Normal noises, wrong moment. Celeste centers a slim velvet box between the salt and pepper, squared with the table edge like evidence. "A fresh start," she says. "You'll adore Austin." Inside, a one-way ticket, departure in 48 hours. Nathan lays a check beside it, edges crisp. "Seed money," he says. 5,000. Use it wisely." Lila shifts her phone a hair left, finding my light. They've rehearsed, the synchronized gestures, the softened tones, even the pauses that pretend to invite me in. I know the choreography. Gregory Stone, Nathan's prize client, once laughed at my dusty boots beside the gala champagne fountain. "Didn't know landscaping staff made the guest list." Celeste's nails later bit my elbow. "You humiliated us." That was the night the exile took shape. It started earlier, 8 years old, first place science fair. Lila's piano recital overlapped. We drove to the recital. My trophy watched us leave from the counter. "Mara understands sacrifice," Nathan said. I did. I let the silence lengthen, then smile. "Thank you. I'll be smart with it." Shoulders drop. Relief loosens their faces. Lila's disappointment is a flicker. No tearful content today. I fold the check, slide it away, paper thick, expensive. Not as thick as the wire confirmation waiting in my inbox. $8,500,000 from Agricor, finalized 2 days ago. They have a script. I have a result. 6 months before the Velvet Box, I sat in Professor Cade's office while he filleted my Terra Sensei pitch with surgeon calm. "Theory," he said. "Thin field data." Fluorescents hummed. My pulse matched them. I left with a stack of red ink and a dare disguised as feedback. So I lived at the library. Callaway Grant asked for 12 pages. I sent 30. They awarded $75,000 at 2:03 a.m. I called home. Celeste said, "That's nice, dear. Lila just made law review." The line went dead. The lab lights stayed on. Code shipped to a hired team in Bangalore. Contracts notarized with my sole ownership. I recruited David Morse, a night owl physics teacher, to thread the sensor mesh. 3 months later, a pilot farm outside Fresno went live. By Thursday, the soil graph jittered like a lie detector, irrigation misfiring until 30% of a test plot drowned. The farmer's voice was flat. "We're done." I stared at failure logs as if heat could solder them right. At 2:31 a.m., I found it. One treacherous variable initialization, elegant in its ruin. I rebuilt from the studs. New forecasts outperformed my originals by 40%, and better, the platform learned from its own errors. Resilience quantifiable, not rhetorical. Cade looked 7 minutes, then dialed while I watched. "Agritech Summit, 10 minutes on the main stage, don't waste them." Julian Vale, from Agricor, sat third row, along with 2 engineers who interrogated every line I'd written. My documentation sang. The offer arrived the next day. $8.5 million and Director of Sustainable Development, Chicago. Back at the Hawthorne Club, a spoon cracked brulee like thin ice. Nathan raised his Bordeaux. To fresh starts. I raised water and gratitude I didn't feel. Their scene ended. Mine had already begun. Sunday light slants through my apartment, catching 2 open suitcases like props. Celeste arrives unannounced with a paper cup, checklist voice. She fingers my duplicate diploma. Vetoes a $19 blazer, approves thrift store jeans. "I'll drive you to the airport," she says. Of course, I let her see what she needs. The Austin ticket. My real itinerary pings. Chicago 3 hours later. At O'Hare, Nathan's family update lands as I board. Mara relocating to seek clarity. At 9, Forbes posts, Agricor acquires TerraSense for $8.5 million. Mara Dawes to lead sustainable development. My inbox blooms with quiet congratulations. Then a letter. Nathan's lawyers recasting their $5,000 as venture capital. I read it twice. Open my banking app. The check image waits in drafts, memo line, fresh start fund. I deposit, screenshot the confirmation, reply all. Payment received, matter closed. I block the numbers that muted me. Lake Michigan glitters beyond my office. I hang the check in the powder room, a relic of the old religion. That night, I tell young engineers about failure logs and rebuilding. I end with what Cade taught and I proved. Data is mercy when you honor it. Freedom isn't leaving, it's ending the performance. Mine ends here. I keep the light.